Hello, welcome to my show, Close Encounters of the Blurred Kind, episode 7. So y'all, I went out on a date again last night. This guy, I had matched up with him on Bumble, and I swiped right on his pictures because he had such a smile in all of his pictures. He was laughing in all his pictures. And that looked really nice, right? It's really refreshing when there's a man who's got a big old smile in his pictures. By looking at his pictures, I could tell he was probably Puerto Rican. You can just know, like, people who have these V's, like I have them real deep, and just like the kind of the shape of the eyes and the cheekbones and the color, like, I thought this guy could very likely be Puerto Rican. And then when I looked to see on his profile where he was from, it said he was from Perth Amboy, New Jersey. If you have been to Perth Amboy, New Jersey, you know it is very Puerto Rican. Like, you go through and everybody has in their cars the Puerto Rican flags left and right. So I think at one time when I was living in New Jersey, it was like 90% of the population was Puerto Rican. So I messaged him saying, "Are you Boricua?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am." And so we had a video chat. He's super cute and super fun and really nice, and seems to have his act together. And anyways, we agreed to meet up. We had like a 1 hour, 45-minute phone call. So we really connected, and he was really, really fun and funny and sweet. We met at this Cuban restaurant that he chose, so it was a good choice. They had really good arroz con pollo and plátanos, so he did well with that. He was early and I was on time. And he paid for the meal, which was really sweet. And then we hung out afterward, and he did everything right. He opened my car door. I did get into his car. Now I got myself there via Lyft, but I already felt fine. Like, after I talked to him for a good bit on the phone, on the video chat, I felt fine with getting into his car. So in the car, like, he, like I said, opened the door, and then we talked for a while. We had a little dance party. So, like, he was super easy to get along with, and it was very refreshing hanging out with another Puerto Rican person, because that's kind of been a while for me. And even though I didn't grow up in Puerto Rico, I feel like we just kind of have an energy about us. I don't know how to explain it. So here's the kicker. Every time I looked at his eyes, which is like almost the whole time you're hanging out with someone, right? I just kept seeing my uncle and couldn't help but wonder if we were related or not. Now, okay, here's the funny thing. He told me he generally doesn't date Puerto Rican women. I told him I generally don't date Puerto Rican men. And okay, it's true, there's no such thing that all Puerto Rican men or women are one way, but we both have avoided it. And so we both changed our minds about one another. But I've dated Puerto Rican men in the past. I guess the last time I did was like over 20 years ago, when I was actually in Puerto Rico. And I never thought any of them that I dated could be related to me. I think he and I could be related. I had to stop at one point and ask him, okay, what's your last name? Do you know anybody in your family named Colon Perez? Because that's our family's last name. He's like, that's kind of really popular, those last names. I'm like, yeah, they are. And so was his. And so I had to look on 23andMe to see, did anyone in my family that, like, distant cousins have his last name? I didn't see any. But I just couldn't stop seeing my uncle's face in his face. Like, how do you not look at somebody's eyes, right? And he told me, so I just asked him during the date, hey, do I remind you of any family members? And he's like, how did you know that? And I was like, because it's happening to me, to you, where you really look like my uncle. And he's like, yeah, you look just like my cousin. And so I don't know how I'm going to get past that. He was super duper nice, but I can't do it. I cannot do it. So I would definitely be friends with him. And he was super sweet and he was very guarded. I could tell he's guarded about his heart, which is fine. So y'all, oh well, I was thinking, oh, this could be interesting. This could be the guy that I'm with is actually a Puerto Rican, but I can't get past the looking like my uncle thing. So glad to have him as a friend. Don't think I could get past that part. Thanks for letting me process.